When we think of Darth Vader, we think power. We think utter dominance. We think conference room meetings. Just before the Battle of Yavin, Vader attends a meeting to cover the search for the stolen Death Star plans and the news of the Galactic Senate being disbanded. Vader was the supreme commander of the Imperial Military. Meeting with other high-ranking officials was part of his job. This transmission will cover who all the other guys in attendance were. Grand Moff Wilhuff Tarkin is the next highest rank at this meeting. Tarkin served the Republic during the Clone Wars, starting as a governor and rising through the ranks quickly. He always had more Empire in him than Republic, so when the opportunity knocked, he was ready to answer. As the Empire took hold of the galaxy, Tarkin released the Tarkin Doctrine. This document outlined plans for controlling the galaxy with an iron fist. Part of that was the Death Star, Tarkin's pet project. Tarkin's also one of the very few people who knew that Vader was Anakin Skywalker. At the very least, he held incredibly strong suspicions he was smart enough to keep to himself. Admiral Conan Antonio Motti was seated next to Vader. You'll recognize this guy as the one who Vader force chokes. It's strange Motti didn't put more stock into Vader's ruthlessness, since Motti served on Vader's Star Destroyer, the Devastator, before being assigned to the Death Star. Tarkin brought Motti on board for his barbarity, and the two were actually indirectly related through marriage. Next to Motti is Colonel Wolf Yularen. Yularen long served the Republic and then the Empire. He made his name fighting against slavers and pirates before joining the Senate Bureau of Intelligence. Corruption drove him out of that department and into direct employment under Palpatine. This connection landed Yularen in charge of Imperial Security Bureau of the Empire and a post aboard the Death Star. Chief Seward Cass was seated to Yularen's right. Before long, Cass worked directly for Tarkin. This connection led him to the position of Chief Communications Officer on the Death Star, where he reported sensitive information directly to Tarkin. High General Trek Moloch sat next to Cass. Moloch is another who joined the Empire and missed serving the Republic before its fall. He achieved the rank of High General through military service alone. He was assigned to the Death Star as Army Operations Chief, where he reported to Cassio Tag. General Hurst Ramadi was one seat away from Moloch. Ramadi was a colonel for the Galactic Republic during the Clone Wars. He was promoted to general when the Galactic Empire took control of the galaxy. War left Ramadi blind and scarred. He left military life to serve as a senator for the Lambda sector, but PTSD ended that career after a single term. His military record resulted in him being offered a position on the Death Star, that of Battle Station Operations Chief under Tarkin. Chief Mortimer Bast is next around the table. Growing up on Durakan, hunting big game, military life showed a lot of appeal for Bast. Bast was always aware of the growing Rebel Alliance and felt they were a threat to the galaxy. His extreme loyalty got him a position on the Death Star, where he worked under Tag and also served as personal aide to Tarkin. Bast was one of the few who thought the Rebels had a chance at destroying the Death Star and urged Tarkin to evacuate. Tarkin's hubris led to the death of both men. High General Cassio Tag completes the high-ranking Imperials in attendance. The House of Tag is a powerful house. Cassio's upbringing allowed him to enlist in the Imperial Military as an officer straight away. Working his way to High General and having some sway with Palpatine, Tag was able to strengthen and enrich his family's company, Tag Co. Tag was also given a lot of administrative responsibilities on the Death Star, which he loved. He also had to spend a lot of time in Vader's presence, which he hated. Tag was critical of Vader, but he was smart enough not to let the Sith Lord know. Tag was in charge of the defenses on the Death Star, making the Rebels' successful attack his responsibility. As a bonus, there were always two Death Star troopers stationed in the conference room. At the time of this specific meeting, they were Tajas Durman and Nova Still. There isn't too much to say about Tajas. Trained in close quarter combat as well as being proficient in Imperial weaponry, this guard post was his last assignment as he went down with the Death Star. There is, however, quite a legend around Still. Come check this transmission for more on him.